welcome to RelTalk, where we discuss real and relative matters. I'm your host, Jarrell, and today I'm joined by one of my greatest friends, Mr. Oates. How you doing today?
What's up, man? What's up? I'm glad to be here.
So look, we want to get diving right into things, but before we do, I have a few questions for you. If you were stuck on the island, what 3 items should I expect to be in your possession?
Okay, first and foremost, I always have my phone with me, so expect that to be there. Probably a good long book. Lastly, maybe like a hair tie, because I can't have all my hair in my face all day.
All right, definitely. You are social media famous, I should say, so you better take your phone with you. You're always reading every now and then, so
Yeah.
I guess that will.
Got to keep a good read on you, man.
That's
keep your
right.
attention.
All right, so walk me through the day of Aaron.
Typical day of Aaron. It's kind of boring. I
You
wake
said
up.
boring people. Do you believe that? Do y'all believe that? Boring.
No, but honestly, so first things first, I like to wake up really early, probably 5 or 6 o'clock, depending on which day of the week it is. And I can't wake up unless I have a bottle of water. So I actually sleep with a bottle of water in my bed, so I don't have to go far to get it.
Wow.
Yeah, after that, initially I get up, whatever book it is that I'm reading, I flip it open, I might turn a couple pages. I don't spend too long on it, 20 minutes max. Get my day started with some positive vibes, positive energy, and I go to the gym. After the gym, eat breakfast, head to school, go to classes, try to hit the library after class. Then I come back home, and that's time to work on my brand. You know, unless I'm working, which is I normally do on the weekends, but you know, I'm working on my brand and I'm trying to network with other people. So that's my normal day, not too wild or anything.
Now, you mentioned a bottle of water, you mentioned social media with your phone, and you also mentioned your hair. What did you say you needed for your hair?
I need a headband.
A headband for your hair.
Which I don't got right now.
Right.
But
So I've noticed that you receive a lot of notoriety for your skin complexion and your hair lately. How's that been going for you, or how did that come about?
Melanin is definitely the wave right now, which is crazy.
It really is, honestly.
I've been growing my hair for like 2.5 years, and this curly hair page had tagged me one day, and out of nowhere, I had like probably 6,000 followers. It just jumped to 10,000 followers within a week, and ever since then, you know, different pages will tag me, and that'll just bring more traffic in, and other people that saw the content already on my page are like, I like your positive vibes. So just in that sense, I guess it's a time to be highlighting the strengths of black people in the whole, and me having dark skin is a symbol of strength to a lot of people. So for me personally, as soon as I became confident in who I was as a person, that's kind of like when everything came together and other people saw they could feel the confidence in me as well.
That's
so
very true.
Yeah, that's kind of how that whole thing happened. I didn't plan for it to happen. I wasn't like, I'm gonna be this guy that grows his hair. I didn't plan for it to grow this long either. But
Now, have you received any modeling gigs from it?
Yeah, definitely. I've had a few looks in Atlanta, others in Los Angeles. The only thing with that is just the travel. But while I'm in school, I'm gonna focus on school. I do freelance modeling on the side.
Okay.
And when I graduate, that's something that I'm gonna pursue. I'm probably gonna move away from this location right here.
All right. Now, has modeling always been something that's been of interest to you?
Definitely not. I never thought about it until my Ram family here at WSSU, and also like closer friends from back home, they were like, hey, you should really pursue modeling. You know, you have a look for it. Even if you don't like it, just try it out. So I hit my try it out phase. Everything went pretty good, and it was kind of out of my comfort zone at first, but the more repetition that you give, the more you're comfortable with it, the more you know the material, the more you know what to look for in your day-to-day life as far as pursuing stuff like that.
Okay, nice. Who are some of the photographers or directors that you've worked with so far, and how was that experience?
First off, the great Official Real.
Of course.
Yeah, man. We worked on a lot of stuff together, man. I've also worked with a few people down here in Winston-Salem. Ryan White, he's also working with me with my brand, my clothing brand of Pressure. I work with a guy named Ryan Alston. He's based in Greensboro. He does great work. And also a person named Daryl Lewis in Durham, North Carolina. Those are probably the ones I could name right off top. But I've worked with a couple other people.
Nice. Now, many people don't know this about Aaron, but he also have a clothing brand as well. So, like, what was the driving force behind your brand, and what is it called?
Okay, so my clothing brand, which I mentioned Ryan was a part of, is called Pressure Incorporated. So when a lot of people hear pressure, they think of things that happen to them it's a burden on them, something that they can't lift. But I'm trying to change the connotation of what people see as pressure. You know, the concept was born in a very pivotal point in my life. You know, I was going through a lot of stress. I was a hooper. I had hoop dreams, just like probably every other African American child in my city. We all had hoop dreams, whether it was football or basketball, and mine happened to be basketball. And I figured that was the only way that I was going to be successful. That's what I equated my success to. And I had got a career-ending injury when I was in the best shape of my life, career-ending injury, and I felt that my whole purpose for being on this earth was destroyed. So, you know, in that time, in that pressure, I faced a lot of adversity. You know, I felt that I couldn't reach out to anyone. I had terrible mood swings, and at the same time, once I got past that stage and I look back on it, I learned so much from myself during that period of time. You know, during that greatest pressure, in how it correlates to my brand, that's when I became hardened. That's when I became more of a diamond-like person. You know, my confidence flew up afterwards. You know, I noticed things that during that time I was able to handle that I didn't think I was capable of handling. And that's where the brand was birthed. It was taking your greatest defeats or triumphs and tribulations in your life and turning it into something positive. Like from that, I don't say, you know, I got distant from people, you know, I was alone. I learned how to cope with things on my own better than I could before. Or in that moment, I learned that it's okay to have more than one thing to be interested in, you know, and that basketball wasn't the end of my life, the end of my journey. It was only really the beginning. And that's how pressure came about. So now with the clothing part, the easiest way to convey that message is through clothing, for right now anyway. I plan to go a little bit deeper into it, start speaking at events, you know, do community service events. But that's how that was born, basically, in a nutshell.
And it's kind of crazy because modeling and photography, that has nothing to do with basketball, but somehow you found a way to mesh the two to still live out what you want to do through the brand.
Right.
Somewhere in the world, there's a young man or a young girl that's facing the same type of issues that you was facing when you faced them, as far as your injury or in a defeat. What would you tell them, or what do you tell them?
First off, you tell that person that it's okay to have more than one passion in life. Like my passion for basketball is not gone. You know, I still enjoy sitting up late at night watching the Golden State Warriors play the Cleveland Cavaliers. You know, I still get that same excitement. I still go to the games here on campus, you know, sometimes saying, oh man, it would be so great to be out there. But I still feed that passion. I still go to the gym. I still get up shots. But it's not the center of my life anymore. You know, I have other passions planted in other places. Like I also play piano, and I'm extremely passionate about music. But I'm not pursuing my whole career in piano. You know, it's okay to have multiple passions. It's okay to like different things. It's okay to spread yourself a little bit as long as you're not spreading yourself too thin. And I feel like that's the biggest thing in anyone who feels that their dreams are crushed or, you know, their path has been stalled. There's other avenues, there's other doors. You know, try different things. You know, I was only exposed to basketball, but once I took the next step, I came to college, there was so many things that I was interested in doing. I even ran for a SGA position, which I haven't done before. And that changed my whole perception on life itself. It's way bigger than basketball.
Nice. And one of the last questions that I have for you is, who do you look up to and why?
Who do I look up to? One of the biggest influences I have is Will Smith. Strangely, Will Smith speaks with a lot of passion in what he does. And he demonstrates and he tries to teach that you need a lot of focus and discipline in whatever it is that you're trying to do. You know, one of my favorite quotes from him, well, not even from him, but that he said was from Confucius. Whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, you know, both those people are usually right. And that really struck me. And I've seen the quote before, but it coming from him and seeing the work that he's produced, seeing his drive and seeing how he's always keeping himself up. And also, he's not really messy in the media either. You know, that's something that I aspire to be like. Yes. And also, I look up to Stephen Curry, strangely, since like my 8th grade year. Not 8th grade, yeah, my 8th grade year, I was in middle school, and just watching him play, and he wasn't the best player on the court, but every year he got better, and he dedicated himself, and people were always talking about him. You know, he's really small, you know, he's gonna have ankle injuries for the rest of his career, and his perseverance shined through, and behind all of that, he kept his beliefs in check. You know, he was never wilding out, or he had a great media presence. You know, his private life was private, and he just demonstrated a very, very clean look to me, you know, and that's something that I always looked up to. And look at him now, he's a 2-time MVP, and it just shows you that, you know, if you keep grinding, if you keep persevering through what you want to do, that soon you're going to reap the results.
Nice. Before we go, I'm going to allow Aaron to tell you where you can find your pressure gear and how any photographer can get in contact with him for any modeling engagements that you would like to participate in.
All right, guys. So the easiest way to reach me is probably my Instagram or my email. My Instagram name is Aaron J. Oates. My email is aaronjoates21@gmail.com. To find your pressure gear, anything dealing with pressure is going to be at my website, pressureinc.bigcartel.com.
And that's a wrap, people. Thank you for tuning in to Real Talk. Until next time.